to do so much.
Let's know if the sport journalist from Daily Monitor, Uganda, Fred Mwambu, if he also feels the same way. With this work in your favor for a rotation for Nigeria, Fred, you're welcome to In the Game. I would ask you to react to what the gentleman is saying in the studio. Do you want Nigeria to rotate this game? Is it going to make or mar your chances of keeping your lifeline alive at the AFCON?
Yes. The man says even if they bring the third 11, they'll still beat Uganda. That's very funny. Uganda always has a penchant for turning up for big games. One of the biggest games that on the continent that we turn up for is Nigeria. If you look at probably the number of times we've played in Nigeria, 8 times. We have won 4, we've drawn 2. In the last 3 that we have played in Nigeria, we've won 1, drawn 2. Nigeria hasn't won. And when in 2007, when we were playing, I think that's the time I was now in high school trying to watch football. Nigeria had to do some things in Abikuta so that they qualified for that AFCON by 1 point ahead of Uganda. When you look at previously in '93 again, when Uganda played Nigeria qualified to the AFCON with about 8 points. We had 7. And the funny part is that we missed a penalty in Kampala. Adam Semugabi missing that last-minute penalty that would have taken Uganda to AFCON and Nigeria back to Abuja. But we're in good shape. There's some hope in the team. There's some confidence in it. That last-minute penalty against Tanzania really put us down. Will be ahead, but for us now, there's no other option. It is we either beat Nigeria or we go, because when you look at our goal difference, we cannot afford a draw. Angola already ahead of us in the third place teams. So whoever Nigeria brings is the one Uganda is likely to beat. Okay,
Nigeria will not only be up against the Cranes as a team, they also will be up against another Nigerian, Uchechukwu Ikpeazu. That's the name Nigeria will be looking out for, and all Nigerians in the fan stand, they will be looking out for when this game gets underway. Tell us one thing about Ikpeazu and how Ugandans believe that he can turn up for the Cranes today against his ancestral descendants there.
Actually, the father is a Nigerian, the mother is Ugandan. That's why he has that name, Mubiru. Of course, also remember we had one Hassan Mubiru, also among the legends. There's a lot of, after Alan Okello missing that penalty, we felt there are so many people out there who felt Mubiru would have taken it. Actually, he had tried to go for it, but Okello has been taking it for the team. If you watched during the the friendlies that we played against Gabon, that goal that we scored, we got a penalty and Mubiru went for it. He showed that he had that anger. That hunger is what we are lacking, and he's not the only one we are going to field. Possibly today we expect him to start. Probably it should give him that motivation that he has turned down Uganda for some years. We've tried to call him, and but he turned it down. But I think Nigeria didn't show any interest. And probably this is the time we're telling him that probably you are the Ugandan Osimhen. You need to go there and really show that you can shoot those goals. You can score those goals. In the midfield there we'll also have Alassane Baba, who is a Ghanaian parent and a Ghanaian and Ugandan. So it's a little bit of a mix. It's what now I think the trend in the national team. We're trying to look for players who have some roots in Uganda, which is not the most ideal, but because of our slow development, the infrastructure, the grassroots, and so forth, that is the option the team had taken. So we expect him to do something today. Okay,
now, of course, the Cranes have now become the French national team, because I can hear you call a Ghanaian and a Nigerian. You're depending on both of them to turn up for you today. All right, let me show you what the third place ranking is looking like. And I want to know if Uganda is even in it at this time. We know that a lot is at stake. Uganda has no patience for coaches who do not bring in the results. I have seen that, and that's the reason why we have Paul Put as the current manager of this team. What would be the fate of Paul Put if push come to shove today after this game against Nigeria?
I think this game won't decide so much because Paul Put has just signed a contract renewal for about another 2 years. From the time he came, there was a lot of skepticism, especially from several people about his past with the fixing issues, the match fixing issues. But he's tried to build a team. We have to be honest about it. We are playing one of the best football. I think the best football after that period where we had Sebastian de Desabre. I think in the last the team playing, we saw how we played South Africa in the qualifiers. We went to South Africa and were taking the game to them. You saw how we pushed Algeria in the World Cup qualifiers up to the last days when Algeria went through. So it's something that I don't think the result will matter so much.
Okay.
It just means that we now have to build the team, because if you look at the team that was there in 2019, apart from Onyango, who is coming back after 6 years, is still our best goalkeeper. So that shows us that there's so much that we have to do. So we need to have that stability in the coaching sector.
Okay.
He has tried to bring new assistants. So we expect more of him, at least for the next 1 or 2 years.
All right. Thank you so much, Fred Mwambu, who is a journalist with Daily Monitor from Uganda. Thank you so much. We wish you all the best, and I'm sure the gentlemen, they agree with me, those in the studio.
I wish you all the best. Unfortunately, the best is going to come against us.
Today, actually, we lost a legend called Polio Uma from that top squad that we had, the ones that reached the 1978 AFCON finals, beating Nigeria 2-1 in the semi-final. I passed on today, so probably another motivation to win it.
All right, may the Lord grant his family the fortitude to bear the loss. Lost the legend there. But we'll be hoping that that can be a motivation, as you said, to the Cranes as they go up against Nigeria.